Today I want to talk about something which may be a little bit of a sensitive subject. I'll try to handle it sensitively. And that is regifting. Being in a lot of art groups and knowing a lot of different people, we trade a lot of art. I am wondering, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings on regifting of art pieces? You know, we regift things now, like I'm making some little artist trading coins for a swap. This happens to be one I'm going to keep for myself because it's not perfect here. But we create things like artist trading cards, tags, cards, postcards, little pieces of art. Really, I'm not talking about that. And I'm not talking about things when you receive a bottle of paint, tape, any type of art supply that was given to you. You usually use it, and then you may regift what you create with it. But what I'm talking about is when you spend hours creating something. Now, what you're looking at here is an art journal that I created. It's an altered book, but look, it's my Recycled Parts for Art book, RP4A. Now, I'm keeping this for myself. There's no way that I'm going to regift this. But what if? Let's get into some what-if scenarios that probably have happened out there. What if you created something like this and you put hours into it? And look at this. On the back, I got a jeans pocket here with a fabric label and the part of the zipper, and I got all sorts of gold paint on it. I put a lot of my heart into this. What if I gifted it to someone and they received it and it was not their style? What if you created something and you poured your heart into it and you spent hours, maybe sometimes even days on a project, and you gifted that to someone you cared about, and then 3 or 4 months later, what if you're shopping, going thrifting, and you see your piece of art at the thrift store? Say it's a Goodwill store, and you know your art. An artist who creates something that they pour their heart into, they know their art. What if they find that on the shelf of the thrift store, and they go, I gave that to so-and-so, and then you realize that so-and-so really did not want it. Or they had no room for it. What are your thoughts on something like that? Now let's flip the coin. What if you receive something that is not really your style? You know you'll never use it. Do you just put it on the shelf? What if you are trying to get organized? What if you have so many things on the shelf that you have no more room for anything? What do you do with a piece of art that you received that you really just don't have a place for it in your life? You appreciated the gift, but it's time to move it on. How do you handle something like that? Do you approach the person who gave it to you? Or do you hand it off to another friend? Or do you put it in a Goodwill box? Do you give it to someone else? Do you regift it? I think there's a risk in regifting someone without letting the original creator know. But how do you politely let the original creator know? Now, I can think of a couple of scenarios. You could say, like, hey, so-and-so, you gifted me this really wonderful altered art book, and I know you spent hours in it. And as much as I love it, I know somebody who would really, really enjoy this book, and I'd like to give it to them. would you mind? That would probably be my approach if I were going to regift something. However, am I off base? How would you handle it? That's what I'm wondering. And here again, I'm not talking about greeting cards or tags or art ephemera. I'm not talking about our obvious smaller pieces. I'm talking about something that somebody put their heart and soul into. And that's why I'm showing you this. I just wonder, what is the proper way to handle something like that? Now, as much as I wonder it, I do want to tell you that I get a lot of happy mail. And I love every piece. I have to tell you, it's mine all mine. It's mine all mine. It's mine all mine. I can't think of an instance where I have regifted art that has been given to me. I keep it. I love it. I enjoy it. I have had instances where a piece has been gifted to me from someone that I'm no longer associated with. Hey, it's not yours anymore. It's mine. And if we had some sort of a disagreement or falling out, makes no difference. It's not yours. You gifted it to me, and I'm using it. I love the piece, but I don't love you anymore. We're not on speaking terms, and every time I look at that piece, I think of you. And I want to think of you in positive terms, but yet we have some not so positive things that happen to us. But you gave this to me, and it's mine all mine. So you will see me using things and enjoying things that have been gifted to me by people who are really not my friends anymore. And I don't mean that in a mean way. It's just that we went our separate ways. People come into your life and you enjoy each other for a while, but then you go your separate ways. Does that mean that you can't enjoy something that they gifted to you at the time? No. It's mine. And let's just say I get happy mail and we're still friends. The people that gave it to me, we're still friends and all of that. When I get a happy mail, there's no way that I'm giving away what was given to me. Most of all, because it was given to me by that person. And, they may have put 5 minutes of their life into that piece, but it was from their heart. They had to put the postage on there. They had to make the effort to send that to me. And sometimes that postage gets pretty expensive. $7 or $8 to send a little package now. In my personal life, in Meri's life, you will not see me regifting gifts. I have trouble with it. I won't give it to the thrift store. I may not have it out on my immediate desk, but it's somewhere in my life and I'm still loving it and I'm appreciating it, even though we may not be on the best of terms anymore. Things that you have given to me are in my life. This has been kind of a long video. It's kind of a chatty video, but I think it's something that we need to think about. So how do you feel about it? How do you feel about regifting pieces? Am I being too paranoid about things? Is it just, it's a piece of art, it's got its own journey, it's an altered book, Meri, and don't make such a big deal out of it? Or is it, consider the effort that was put into this. Consider what that person is going to think or feel when they found out that when you put your heart into something and it was given to you and you really just don't want it. Consider how that person is going to feel when they find their piece of art in a thrift store or even when they find somebody else has that piece of art. I have trouble with this one. So, this video got a little chatty. I probably did not say things in the right way all the time, but I think I got my point across. But I'm still wondering, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about regifting handmade art pieces? I wonder.